I started playing the violin just before my 5th birthday. I don't remember not playing.
Music and heritage have always struck powerful notes for Rebecca Jackson-Picht.
I have a picture of me on my Korean grandmother's lap. Probably some of my first musical memories are of her singing Korean folk songs.
But her cultural repertoire expanded when the then Santa Cruz teenager met Jewish violinist David Arben at a music camp years ago.
I wrote him a card of thanks. He wrote me back, and that was the beginning of our friendship.
The friendship became one of teacher-student when Jackson-Picht moved to New York to attend Juilliard and would take the bus to Philadelphia for lessons with Arben, a 34-year veteran of the Philly Orchestra.
And he would teach me violin, and then we'd stroll the streets of Philadelphia.
As a child growing up in Poland, engulfed by World War II, he and his Jewish family were ripped from their homes and sent to Nazi concentration camps.
One photo of his family that he had, he's the little one. Mr. Arben was the sole member of his family to survive the Holocaust, and it was because of the violin.
So how did the violin save his life? One day, his Nazi captors took Arben and more than 100 people from the camp to the woods for extermination.
In the last moment, a man named Noah Stockman saw him, said, "He is a violin virtuoso, we need him." And so he was plucked from the group, who were all shot to death or buried alive, and he was the only one to survive.
After the war, with his entire family gone, Arben took comfort in his violin, making his way to the U.S., where he devoted his life to orchestral music.
When he played solo with Cleveland, that's the tiny Arben in the front. Music became everything to him. He even described it becoming his family.
But in a way, Jackson-Picht also became part of Arben's musical family. 15 years ago, when she founded the Music in May Chamber Music Festival in her hometown of Santa Cruz, she paid tribute to Arben with a program of music.
I commissioned a work inspired by his life. I remember the pianist that was playing for that premiere. She said, "Rebecca, you should write his story."
And so Jackson-Picht and her father wrote a biography of Arben's life. It came out 2 years after Arben died in 2017 at the age of 89.
David Arben grew up in Warsaw.
But Jackson-Picht's devotion to her teacher didn't end with his death. She created a program about Arben's life with video, violin, and storytelling.
We took that program into schools, community centers, churches, synagogues, basically anywhere they would have us.
She commissioned a piece of music dedicated to Arben called Hope. It's through the notes of music a Korean American and a Polish Jew found friendship.
It's such a great example of how music is a bridge across cultures.
A song, a connection, playing in the great symphony of life. Joe Rosato Jr., NBC Bay Area News.